audio. In 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 audio.
Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are here with another video regarding Ansu Fati. We're here in the building. We've got two special guests. To my right, we've got Barca Boy in the building. Barca Boy, how you doing? You all right?
I'm all right, mate. Doing well. Early morning.
Yep. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys are across the pond. So I appreciate you guys coming on and giving your say and whatnot on the situation. And also we've got Aazmsfootyshow as well. How are you, my brother? You all right?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Excited for another day of watching some more football. I think United plays today, right? And then
Yeah.
we're all gearing up towards the Barca United match soon. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah. Definitely, man. Listen, we'll touch on that as well and
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah, man. Listen, it's one of them ones. It's an interesting relationship, Barcelona and Man United. Obviously, the summer, Frenkie de Jong saga and
Yep.
whatnot. Yeah, man, and obviously now Ansu Fati is the latest one. Let me start with you, Azam. What's the latest on Ansu Fati? Obviously, we've heard some rumors yesterday coming from Fabrizio Romano that it's a situation that we need to kind of look at. Man United have an relationship, and there's an option to keep that summer. What's the situation with Ansu Fati from your understanding?
Yeah. So, I mean, from my understanding or from my perspective, Ansu Fati, he burst into the Barca squad, really hot start. Obviously, when Messi left, they gave him the number 10, but injuries have really just hurt his momentum within the Barca team. So I'll be honest, me personally, I love Fati. I think if you're a Barca fan who watches every Barca game and you've seen him even in those limited minutes he got when he would be injured and he would come back, he'd almost play like 60 minutes, get injured again. But in those 60 minutes, he would wow me. I think he's a player with a lot of talent. He just hasn't been able to get going in terms of momentum. And Barca has a deep squad they invested this summer. So opportunities have been tough for him this season. And I think he knows his talent as well. So he's probably become more open in recent times to sort of, if he's got to go elsewhere to play football, he might be interested in that. I think that may be where we're seeing these rumors come from. But I think that's kind of my perspective on the situation.
Barca Boy, what do you reckon? Is he a fan favorite? Is he someone that Barcelona will be desperately hoping to keep. What's your situation on this?
I think in the last 5-7 years, he's been the most exciting raw talent that's come out of La Masia, the academy. When he burst onto the scene, he came in because we had a lot of injuries at the time and we had some registration problems. And he was 16, 17 years old and he was scoring like every single game, headers from outside the penalty spot, goals galore. And then he got injured. I think he had a double tear in his left knee meniscus, so put him out for a year. Then they had to take care for him. They didn't want to risk him coming back. But then we needed help qualify for the Champions League. We kind of rushed him back, and he got injured again. It's all now that he's fully fit, it's all about his confidence. He's not playing that much because you have Rafinha playing well, you have Dembele playing well. So it's between him and Ferran Torres. There's not that much confidence left in them. They're coming on for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. They can't really get into the game. When Ansu does start, he's playing as a number 9. He's a natural winger. It's like, for example, playing Rashford as a striker. He can do a job there, but it's not his natural role. So these rumors are coming up because Barcelona are broke. I mean, we have to clear 200 million euros off our wage bill to make any sort of investment this summer. He's not earning that much, but it's about the revenue that comes in. If we're selling Ansu, it's going to be 80 million at the bare minimum euros, maybe pounds, 70 million pounds. So his agent is Jorge Mendes. He has a good relationship, of course, with Manchester United. He had to deal with the Ronaldo stuff recently as well. So the connections are still there. But I think it's all just gearing up to the summer. Barcelona can sell anyone. If anyone comes in with a good offer for any player, it'll be studied and analyzed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. You know, Azam, obviously his injury record is a massive thing. Is that what maybe could deter a lot of clubs? How bad is his injury record? Because every time I see him play, he's always out for a while and then he comes back in. It's frustrating, isn't it? Because I think he's massive talent, isn't it?
I think Barca Boy touched on it well, too. So he has had a spotty injury record, but it's also because Barca at times were rushing him back. And I think Barca's previous medical staff was just, they were horrible, man. Everyone was getting injured all the time. They brought in Dr. Ricard Pruna, who was the medical doctor during Barca's like heyday. Xavi brought him back in. And since then, we've seen Ansu Fati have a, injury-free season so far. He's young. I think some of it might have been down to that medical staff. I mean, you remember Dembele, right? Dembele was getting injured every other day. And I know it's bad timing now because he's injured right now, but he's spent most of this season being relatively injury-free. So I'm hoping that Ansu Fati's injury woes were mainly due to poor management in the past, and he can sort of put those behind him going forward.
Yeah, because I think for me, he's a phenomenal talent. And from middle, it's that there's a lot of competition. You guys have got Rafinha, Dembele. You've got who else have you got in that?
Ferran Torres.
Ferran Torres. There's a lot of players, and he's at that age now. Where is he now? 20, 21? Is he now?
Yeah,
How old is he
21, I believe.
Yeah,
21.
Maybe even 20. Honestly, I don't know if it's
20. So Barcelona, this is the kind of time now where he wants to kind of make that step as to kind of like, because at the end of the day, he don't want to be filtered around as a second teamer when he knows he's got the talent and he knows he's probably better than half there.
I mean, everyone at their best, he starts, in my opinion. That's the talent that we're talking about here. But the problem is we haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, I think he has a few goals this season, but they're in cup games, off the bench when the game is done. He hasn't had that impact this season. He is coming off. So in terms of his injury record, he just had one big injury. He's not had like niggling ones here and there like Dembele. The man's broken glass, gets injured everywhere, anytime. Not anymore, thankfully. But Ansu's had one big injury in his meniscus at his knee. He had to do surgery twice, if I'm not mistaken. They rushed him back. But now with Dr. Ricard Pruna coming in, there's been, an establishing balance with his injury. They take care of him. Now it's all about getting back to the match rhythm and also getting the confidence. Because keep in mind, again, he's not playing. He's coming off the bench. He came off on the bench the past weekend for 12 minutes at left wing. The game's already done and dusted. He gets the ball a couple of times, makes one run, loses it. That's all he does, really. So he's just about confidence now. It's about whether or not, I think the club trusts him 100%. Whether it's President Joan Laporta or the manager, Xavi Hernandez, they have 100% confidence in him. So for United to get him, a fat offer has to come in. And I'm talking like triple digits. Like if €100 million offer comes in, they'll discuss it, they'll analyze it. But I think maybe 80 they'll consider it too. But I think anything under that, probably for pounds, it's like what, 80, 85 million pounds, something like that. So
you
When you
guys
give
need
the
the
player
money,
the
though.
number 10 shirt as well, the expectation is there because we all said at the time if anyone's gonna get number 10 when Messi left, it was supposed to be Ansu. Because with the registration problems, you had to give players number, or else if we signed Aubameyang in the January, he would have got the number 10. So it's better Ansu gets it than Aubameyang. So that was the issue. So it wasn't
Yeah.
really it wasn't his time to get it yet, but it was forced upon him. He got the permission from the captains to take it. So there is that added pressure, but we all know the talent of Ansu Fati. So we'll have to wait and see how he does from now until the end of the season. Now with Dembele being out for about a month and a bit, probably he'll come back after the March international break. It is his time now to make a stance in the first team.
Yeah, I need Ansu Fati to seize his opportunity right now, but it's also difficult in Xavi's system currently because Xavi's playing sort of this 3-2-5. He has this box midfield, and Balde holds the width on the left side. In my opinion, Ansu plays best off the left, not as an out-and-out winger, but more as like an inside forward. But in Xavi's system right now, in those like left half spaces, you're seeing sometimes Pedri be utilized there. You're seeing Gavi be utilized there. And that space on the pitch for him in Xavi's current system isn't preferred, but nonetheless, he's going to get more opportunities now with Barca's injuries. So he has to seize them because, in my opinion, his strength is in and around the goal. He sniffs the goal, man. When he's near the box, he's got great finishing instincts. He's good in tight spaces. He's a goal scorer. So if you guys get him, say in a hypothetical situation, the right offer comes in, Ansu Fati comes to United. If he's fit, what you can expect from him is he will put the ball in the back of the net. So it's something to consider as well.
Quickly to add on to that, my issue is if United sign him, where they get to play Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
Rashford's their golden boy, so they're both left mids.
I mean,
left
with the
wings,
Qatari
left forwards.
owners, you know what I mean? But we're looking to, maybe have a strong depth. Man City, the mark of a champion is to have depth. I think for me, that's so key. Obviously,
But depth
we've
comes
got
at a cost. You're gonna spend upwards to £80 million on a competition for Rashford. There's boundaries, right? Like if you look at how we improved our depth this summer, you spend 60 million on Rafinha, who can push for a starting spot. You pay the 50 for Varane in installments over the next few years. So and then you have Ansu from the academy. You had Depay, who you brought in for free, but now is left. You brought in Lewandowski for 40. So the depth is there, and also that each player can overtake the other player. If Rashford is on his current form now, will Ansu Fati ever start ahead of him? With the English bias as well to keep in mind. Probably not. So it's all, I think, paper talk for now, unless if Ansu at the end of the season is still where he currently is right now and not performing well, no confidence, maybe. But I think the club have invested too much in him to sell him this quickly, because you have Dembele, who's been given like 20 opportunities, and Ansu has been given like 1 or 2. So
exactly. Yeah, absolutely. No. Big up to Gal, man. He says, Adam's my bro. And say big up, man. Big up to everybody watching, man. And look at this guy here coming and watching my scouting. Look at this, what Chelsea fans are doing at the minute. This Matisse Chelsea fan. I'm doing my own scouting.
Moving mad, man. It's crazy.
My report. Like, go do your own scouting, man. Like, what's going on here?
You already know.
Yep, there you go, man. Big up to Sully BGR says, bro, we don't need Ansu. We got our own Garnacho, Osimhen, yep.
I completely agree. I'll be honest. If I'm United and I'm looking at the situation, I wouldn't spend crazy money on Ansu either. If I'm just taking off my Barca hat, I love Ansu, like I said when I started, but if I'm looking at it from an objective position, spending that kind of money on Ansu when he has, he still has to make that big break, that big level up in his game. And you have someone like Garnacho that, I'll be honest, every single time he gets on the pitch, man, he impresses me so much. That kid's a star in the making, and you've got someone who can hold that depth on the left side. I don't know if it's wise from United to sort of drop that much cash on someone like Fati
to add
right
on
now.
To that as well, they don't have they have other positions where they need players. They need a center back, they need a right back, they need a pivot. The only natural striker you have is Weghorst. Like, there's other positions where that money can be spent. You already splashed on a big winger in Anthony, which, by the way, the price you bands paid were ridiculous.
Yeah, we paid a lot, man. We paid a lot of money. By the way, I watched it originally. I wanted Dembele instead of Anthony. Originally, when we were talking about. Yeah, I did, because it was on a free. I was like, you know what? I don't mind that. But at the same time, it's one of them with Ansu Fati for the right price. But then again, you got 80 million. Then you guys say you need money. So I'm like, they don't add up for me. But then again, Barcelona don't budge, do they, guys? They don't budge for their prices.
Barcelona need money, but they'll only sell in the right areas. So if you offer 100 million for Ansu or De Jong, and the club had to sell one of them, they will sell De Jong because
Yep.
Ansu is a prodigy of the academy. He is great for marketing. The fans love him. So it's all
And
about
De
ifs,
Jong's
buts, and
on
maybes.
De Jong's on Bartomeu era wages too. You touched on that
He's on
earlier.
400 grand a week. Yeah.
Fati's not on
Well,
crazy wages right now, and I think what Barcelona need the most is clearing off their wage bill.
Mhm.
So they're not they don't need to be really pressured that hard into selling Fati. But if you come in with someone who's getting these big money, they'll be more inclined to sell him. Which, like you said, you guys wanted De Jong a lot last summer. We'll see what happens with Barca's issues. I think as of right now, they won't even want to sell De Jong. They won't even consider it for a second. But what La Liga does with them this summer, we'll see. There might be a situation that emerges again.
Plus, I did a video this morning talking about the finance of the club because there's so many other avenues where the club can make money, whether it's economic
Mhm.
levers, sponsorships. We still have no sponsor on our sleeve that will bring in huge revenue. So reducing the wage bill is a priority for the club, but it can be done in other ways besides from selling players. You have to sell players. The other routes of the avenues will not be enough to reduce the wage bill by according to reports 200 million euros. So
Mhm.
players either will have to be renewed contracts on lower wages. For example, maybe Frenkie de Jong, who still has his old contract from the Bartomeu era. Marc-Andre ter Stegen, same thing for him as well. He's sat on 300,000 a week. It's not feasible. It's not viable for the club, even though they're both playing well. They will analyze that as well. And it also comes down to what offers come into. So I'm not saying the club are going to sell Ansu, but it will take, I think, a miracle and a very, very
The right offer comes in.
sexy offer for the club to consider to sell Ansu Fati.
Absolutely. Big up Lee Gunner. Rat Army has invaded the chat. Big up to Lee Gunner. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Nate H says Casemiro's going to tackle Frenkie de Jong in the 20th row. We will discuss that a little bit as well. But for me, obviously, just to kind of touch on that. So if he doesn't come to Man United, then where do you reckon he best fits? What kind of club would you guys say he best fits right now? Opportunity. I heard something about Bayern, possibly, maybe. If there was a club that kind of suited him,
I could see him going to the Serie A too. I could see him going to maybe a big team in Serie A, but
They are too defensive, and they play with all play with three at the back, and he's not his best, like you mentioned, his best position is on the left forward or left wing. Number 9, he can do a job, but it ain't it. I think Bayern is a good option, especially when they play in the 4-2-3-1 formation. He can put him there on the left, and it's a big club, of course. But I mean, maybe if City have to sell some players, they may go for him. I don't know.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I see Ansu Fati's future at Barcelona. I really don't.
I hope it is.
I don't see him. I really don't.
He's a good talent, man. The talent doesn't go away, but again, injuries. We had Martial, and I'm not comparing him to Martial, but Martial has all the talent in the world, but just can't stay fit, and that's the problem. And you don't want that to become Ansu Fati's career, where you're kind of stopping and starting, and you kind of don't get that consistency and the talent.
I think that's not a fair
there.
comparison, though. I think comparing Martial to Dembele is more fair because Dembele
fair enough.
Injured left, right, center. Ansu's only had one big injury, and he broke his leg when he was 14, and then he tore his meniscus. Those are the only 2 injuries he's ever had. But the meniscus one was dragged on, a delayed surgery. His parents didn't want surgery. He wanted longevity in his future. So all these factors that played a role, right? So I wouldn't say Ansu's injury prone. I think right now he's fully fit, but the main thing for him is getting into the team and also him lacking confidence. I mean, when you're coming on with 10 minutes to go, what can you do? And then when you do start, you're playing as a striker against a Girona team that are playing a 5-4-1 formation, and you can't break them down. He's a little guy playing as a striker with 3 center backs, 6'5" in front of him. So it's difficult for him. I think it's just all about confidence right now. Once he gets that confidence, starts to play regularly, we'll see. This is all just Jorge Mendes doing his thing. I mean, Barcelona have a good connection, of course, with Jorge Mendes, the president Joan Laporta.
Yeah.
So it's all just paper talk. Yeah, he can leave. There is a chance, of course. Anyone, I think, at Barcelona can leave, really, except for a handful of players: Gavi, Pedri, Araujo, maybe Koundé as well, the players that we just got recently. But in life, everyone has a price.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remind me, Barca boy, though. I think that he had muscle injuries right last year too, towards the end of the season, because I remember he delayed surgery.
That is true, but the muscle injuries came from his original injury. They weren't like new ones, but it's not like a Martial where it's left hamstring, right thigh, right toe, Dembele, same thing. So it's just one specific area in his knee that's always been the issue. But since preseason, fully fit, no problem. But now it's about getting back in the rhythm, and then getting that confidence. Because last season he, do this rehabilitation for like 3 months, play a game, and get injured. I don't know if you remember the Athletic Club game in the Cup. He burned his ass off to get fit for that game. He came out for 20 minutes, went to extra time, and he got injured. And all relapsed. So
absolutely. Midway says here, I don't know if that's a Barca. Is he a Barca fan there? Don't know who's that. In the
yeah,
Barca fan. Yeah,
Barca fan. Yeah. He said Cassie played in the finals last season. By the way,
hold that.
hold that. Yeah. Right. You know what? Let's get right into the question. Azam, let's get into De Jong. Listen, his girlfriend is by the way trying to test Man United's patience.
Oh, I love that.
Because
I
now,
love that Instagram post. Ooh.
I know. It's crazy. But what's the situation, Azam? Because now he's playing the form of his life. Now he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was watching Barcelona. This guy's he's got that position locked in now, and he wants to be there. But Ten Hag and Man United will come again in the summer. I'm assuming. What's the situation for you? Do Barcelona are going to keep him? What do you think, bro?
I think if you ask Xavi, he wouldn't want to sell him at all. He wouldn't even think about it for a second. He would want to keep him because Xavi sort of revitalized Frenkie in this sort of double pivot situation. This 4-man midfield again with Busquets. I think if you ask Laporta, it's different because of those Bartomeu era wages. I think those wages are tough right now. That's why Barca wanted to apparently sell him this summer. He's earning a lot. But like Barca Boy said, if Barca can find other avenues to sort of get out of their financial situation in terms of like being out of limits with La Liga's financial fair play, they will keep Frenkie as well. I think most of the club on a playing perspective wouldn't want Frenkie to leave at all. It's just they've got some high wages, some high earners, but I think they're going to explore every other option before they consider, something like that. I do think personally there's a situation where if United come in and Barca are under the caution, Barca Boy, I think as it stands right now, Barca will once again be under that like 4-1 La Liga rule in the summer.
We're still on the 1-1 rule right now because we didn't do anything in January, but we still have to use the wage bill to bring someone in. To add to your point, last summer it was based on the rumors that we've seen. It was all a ploy. Basically, Barcelona, the president, was trying to put pressure on De Jong to reduce his wages. They never wanted to sell him in the first place. The bids did come in from United, 60 plus 10 pounds, so about 70 million pounds. This summer, I don't see Frenkie leaving. The president has full confidence in him. We've heard reports, I think, a month ago, all around the Spanish media saying that Frenkie de Jong, untouchable, that he will stay unless something ridiculous happens. United can't get him. They already spent 70 on Casemiro. They're not going to spend another 70 on De Jong.
More than you could believe.
There's the Dutch connection. There's
more than you could believe. We're hopefully going to get the Qatari owners. We're going to man. Listen, man.
If you want Frenkie this summer, you're talking triple digits because I think this summer will be important for Frenkie because I think he will go into 2 years left on his contract because when he renewed with Bartomeu, he signed, I think, until 2026, so 3 years. But the club still want to try and reduce his wages, so they're trying to get a good relationship with him. Of course, last summer, the relationship with his agent, I think Ali Dursun was on the ground beyond belief. So Frenkie United this summer, I think is very, very unlikely. I put it at like a 1% chance, and that 1% is just United getting bought by Qatari owners and making
don't get clipped, man. Don't get clipped, brother. We'll be back in June, and we'll have the same podcast, man. So please, but give me a price, Sam. Give me a price. What do you want?
What do I want? I wouldn't want him to go at all, but I think in a hypothetical situation where he did go, I think with everything included, it'd be definitely over 100 million that they would,
How can the price go up if it's 1 year left on
because
his wages?
He's playing super well now too. I think he's got more of the confidence of the club and the fans as well. And he's an important part to their system, and he fits the system like a glove right now. So Barca's. There's a bit more added in now, and ideally Barca will be in a more healthy financial thing. Things were hairy last summer too.
We were down bad last summer.
So they might not be.
Is it any better this summer when you look at the money that you still have to get? For
sure, because we have the Espai Barca project coming in. There's gonna be a revenue from that. We've
Sixth Street might be a thing as well.
Yeah, we've made sales as well. PK's retired. That's 300,000 off the wage bill as well. Again, Frenkie, I think you're talking in pounds, probably like 90 million fixed. Add-ons will probably come in, of course, for Frenkie. But 3 years left of his contract. Barcelona in power. Whether they want to sell him or not, then if they want to accept an offer, they will try to push the player out. But I think United had their opportunity. If they made the right bid last summer, he would have left. So I don't see him leaving.
I feel like he didn't, based on everything I think.
He didn't want to leave as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
he
right.
didn't want to leave
didn't
as
wanna
well,
leave,
which
I
was
know.
the big
I
thing
know,
that
man.
held up the deal. I think if
getting
he
married in
wanted to
Barcelona as
leave,
well.
he would have gone. But Frankie was the one who sort of put his foot down, too, which was really impressive to see, especially with his connections with Ten Hag. That surprised me a lot. But he loves the club, he loves the city. I think too. It's
We
a
saw
nice
it in
place
the
to love.
documentary as well. I don't know if you watched it, the Amazon documentary. He
Yeah.
was saying in it, saying that I want to be here the rest of my career. I love the city. Man,
Mhm.
he bought a house. He's gonna get
Wow.
married there as well. So again, United need a miracle, but everyone has a price.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Nate H says, "Nah, bro, I'll take Declan Rice instead. We move. Listen,
These
speak for
English
yourself,
taxes
man.
are ridiculous, bro. Oh my
No,
god.
no, no. Please listen. We need this sort of player in our system because of the fact that what we're trying to do, I think, is a missing jigsaw. We don't have a ball carrier. We don't have an elite
Yep.
passer. We don't
Yep.
have them two attributes. And when I watch him at Barcelona, I think that's the sort of player I want. That is him.
I'll tell you
He
what,
is him.
a double
He is
pivot
the-
of Casemiro and Frankie is
Oh,
disgusting.
it would be so good. It would be so good.
Disgusting. Because
This
Frankie
is
de Jong
why-
will play what in the Eriksen role, and he's, I guess maybe Eriksen in his prime would be maybe debate, but I think Frankie de Jong is well and truly clear of him, and he was
As of
playing
right
with the
now,
pivot over the
absolutely.
weekend as well, spraying balls. He had that long ball for the third goal for Rafinha. I think a double pivot of him and Casemiro would be
And he'd probably play a
light
little
up
bit
the
even
Premier League.
probably even play a little bit ahead of him. But like you said, you guys need a ball carrier. You need a volume passer to pair with Casemiro. Oh man, I get why they want him so bad. Absolutely, he would totally be a great fit. But we'll see. We'll see. I in these transfer situations too, I always just sort of throw my hands up and wait and see. I have my thoughts, but the
There's
transfer
loyalty
window's
as well,
crazy
though.
business.
My hand is down.
Yeah, there's no
Frankie's staying.
loyalty now. There's
Yeah.
no loyalty. When you look at what's going on right now, did anyone see the Enzo Fernandez thing happening? Like the way he kind of like quickly maneuvered and he was almost saying, "I want to stay here, Benfica." I don't know if you've seen it. And then next week, he's gone. Like,
Yep.
money does talk. Money does talk. But at the same time, the fact that he does love Barcelona and Barcelona,
Yeah, he doesn't want to
this is
go.
where and this is where I disagree with a lot of United fans. Like Barcelona still is Barcelona, still a top elite club. Like, I'm not disregarding that, but at the same time, Premier League's money right now. I don't know if you guys seen it. You spent 20
Oh.
million in January. We
That's
spent
because our
over
president
12
is just so ass. That's all. The president running this league is just
Yeah.
beyond belief.
Javier Tebas. Yeah,
The
he's
rules
killing
he
the league.
puts in. I mean, the Rayo Vallecano manager is about to go to Leeds. We're getting rinsed.
Yep.
There's so much
What's going on?
structure, so
Even
much
that guy.
rule.
It's mad.
He's-
Like everybody's
Ha-
coming over here.
Yeah,
It's
Tebas,
because-
he wants to run the league in like a healthy financial way, but the way he's running it means that La Liga just can't compete with the Premier League and these teams where, you see it's like with the Man City news. I was kind of shocked this week that, Man City even did that because they will sort of, allow these clubs to spend big money and, they allow these outside investments and La Liga, the financial rules are just too strict right now to compete. Everyone talked about Barca last year being in this sort of, financial fair play relegation. It was most of the teams in La Liga. Almost all the teams. I think
It was basically all the teams barring Madrid because Florentino's got a good relationship with Javier Tebas, essentially. Even you see the stuff with Betis. Even Betis were like, even in January as well.
I think by the end of the window, like close to the end of the window, most of the players signed by La Liga were unable to be registered, because La Liga's rules in general are hurting almost everyone from top to bottom in this league. So that's why, you're right. I mean, the Premier League, they're gargantuan now. It's the Super League now,
At this point, if he removes those restrictions, La Liga competes 100% because the money is there for all the clubs. The problem is
absolutely
they can't spend it or there's restrictions. Like he wants to have a wage cap, kind of like NFL football, where there's a cap. You can't, if you go more than that, then you get punishments. Oh, you can only spend.
I gotta run.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank
no
you
worries.
guys so much.
A quarter of your
Make sure you
revenue.
follow him on TikTok, people. You're on TikTok, right?
Yes, I am. Aazm's Footy Show, just right there. Thank you guys so much.
People.
Have a good one.
No worries, man. Take care, bro. Take care. Bye-bye. Sorry, you were saying, sorry.
Like the rules are all based on like American sports where there's a restriction, so you can't have your wage bill go over 200 million. If it does, you get punished. So if you sell, let's say, for example, a Frankie for 100 million, you can only spend 25 million of that. So there's all these restrictions and rules, and that's what hinders the league. So when a club gets an offer for like 10 million for one of their squad players, they'll sell in a heartbeat. That's why all the managers and all the players are leaving. It's not more so because the players want to leave, but more so the clubs need to make revenue.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing, and this is why I think La Liga, I kind of like need it to have an Mbappe. It needs like, we need to get La Liga to where it kind of needs to be. That's why I think Mbappe, when he goes, either it's Real Madrid or Barcelona, I don't know, but it's something that's happened. Messi needs to come back to Barcelona. We need La Liga. We need prime La Liga back, man. Because
It's
I look
coming.
at it
Don't
now,
worry.
I'm bored.
The Super League's gonna come, and we're all gonna be happy. Don't worry.
Bro, I'm not like I'm bored of La Liga games. Sometimes I'm like, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. I watched it the other week. I was like, this is the tempo of the game. I prefer Serie A than to the tempo of La Liga.
Unless you're a fan of the team, I would agree. I think the only game worth watching is the Clasico because right now both teams are playing well. The hype is there. But if you're gonna watch, Atletico versus Osasuna, it's not worth the time, right? I would agree. I'd much rather watch West Ham versus Everton, for example, because
There you
the
go.
fight will be there. But the quality of that league is still good. The play is still great, but it's just
Yeah, the technical side of it. Yeah, sure.
but just the attraction of it is dead, and it's all because of one man, and it's the president of the league that's just running it to the ground.
Talk to me about Barcelona then. What's the 8 points clear now? You're probably gonna win the league. Real Madrid are ass right now. Listen, Dennis, I'm sorry, man. You guys are rubbish, man. Vinicius not in form, but Barcelona in form. Fire. De Jong, like I said to you, Araujo, your defense, Christensen, everything's going into well. And obviously, we play you guys on Thursday, next Thursday, sorry. And I'm there, by the way. So, but
You
yeah, man.
you coming to the Camp Nou?
Yeah, man, I'm there, man. Camp Nou, man. Away stands, man. You know what I'm saying? We're there, man. But what's the situation?
Quick tip for you:
Barcelona?
don't wear any Man United merch, or else they'll kick you out.
Yeah, no. I'm in the away end anyway, so
Yeah,
I'll be sweet.
Barcelona, I think we're in our best form since under Xavi. We won the Super Cup in January, which is basically like our Carabao Cup, the EFL Cup. Basically there to give you momentum and boost. Since that game where we beat Madrid in fantastic fashion, we've been on a high run. Xavi's come out in the press conference multiple times saying that the cup win has given the team a boost in confidence. We're unbeaten. We've won every single game since we come back from the World Cup, except for the first game back where we drew. It's going to be an interesting game because I've been watching United. I'm a huge fan of Ten Hag. A lot of Barcelona fans are. We all wanted him back in like 2018 when we lost 4-0 at Anfield in the Champions League, when Ajax were doing well in the Champions League, when they beat where they lost to Tottenham
Juventus, yeah.
Yeah, so everyone loves Ten Hag, and also a lot of Barcelona fans love Lisandro Martinez. A lot of us wanted him as well back when he was worth like last summer when he was 25 million, and I was so sad when he went to United because I really wanted him, and people were saying, "Oh, his height is going to affect him." My man's a beast, absolute butcher. So good. He's probably the only United player I'd take out at Barcelona.
Oh, okay, not even Casemiro, no,
because he played for Madrid. No,
yeah. But I know what you mean, though. I said like he's an amazing
both
player.
teams coming on good form. I know United play a lot of games, so do Barcelona, but your schedule is, I think, a bit more ridiculous. But both teams playing well. But I'll tell you this: the Europa League is not the priority for Barcelona. We're there for vibes right now. Our priority is always going to be the league. They said this: the club, the president, the sporting director, the coach. The priority of the season was to win the league. Anything else would be a bonus. Whether we win the Copa del Rey, we won the Spanish Super Cup. I think the aim is to win the domestic treble, so get all the trophies in Spain, and then the Europa League will be a cherry on top. It's going to be difficult because when you play in the playoff round, it's so many games.
Yeah, you know what, though? When you think about, even for us, it's funny you say that, but it's the same thing for us. Europa League is not the priority this season. Okay, we want to win it, like Barcelona. It's a trophy that you want to win, but we play you guys.
I've seen the schedule. You have the final after our game, don't you, against Newcastle?
Yeah, man. I'm just like, bro, like we want to win the Carabao Cup. Obviously, that's in the short-term goal. So that's in our short-term mind. So that's why I'm just like,
the problem is if you sack off the Europa League, then you lose to Newcastle in the final, then what?
That's what I'm saying. But it's not all NB if we lose the game in Barcelona because we have the second leg in our ground. So say now we lose, I don't know, 2-1. It's not going to be the end of the world because then we'll come back to our ground and, Old Trafford lights. You never know what
Our record is decent at OT though. I think the last time we lost was the Paul Scholes goal in
Paul Scholes. Yeah, yeah, that, I
2008.
know exactly. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So we
Um,
won there in the Champions League 1-0 when Luke Shaw scored the own goal.
yep, yep.
But what us and European nights, when we have the second leg away from home, we're on thin ice already. Because I think the mentality has changed at this club, but there's still some of the old veterans who you never know what happens. I think it depends on who's fit during the time, all that sort of stuff. But I'll back Barcelona over 2 legs, no doubt about it. But I do think with the second leg being at OT, it does give you guys the advantage.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, but again, I think for me, it's your defense that's been amazing, man. I think your defense, Arujo, I think is a top defender. You got Christensen who is coming a free, but is coming he's slotted in so well. You got Kunde on the right as well, who's again not a right back, but doing seemingly well there. You know, your defense is quite good. And now, normally, when you kind of looked at PK and Eric Garcia, you kind of look like you could get at them. You know what I mean? But now your defense is strong, man.
I'll give
And
you a
Ter
little
Stegen
stat.
is getting back to his best.
I'll give you a little stat. Our back four, Kunde, Araujo, Christensen, Alejandro Balde, since playing together, only conceded 1 goal. And that 1 goal was an own goal from Kunde.
Wow.
So we have not yet, with that back 5, we have not conceded a goal from an opponent yet.
Wow. And how many games have they played together?
I think since we came back from the World Cup. So
Wow.
we played Atletico in the league. We played Betis twice. Going to their stadium is very difficult. The Benito Villamarin. We beat Madrid in the Clásico. We've had some difficult away games and home games. Played a little bit before the World Cup as well, but we were playing some, games where you expect us to win. But yeah, man, the defense has been tight. It's been unreal, and hopefully they keep it going. Of course, we have the most clean sheets in Europe's top 5 league. We've only conceded, I think, 7 goals in the league so far. 3 of them to Real Madrid. So if you take that away, only 4 goals to other teams. So this has been one of the best defenses I've seen at Barcelona in a very, very long time in terms of the numbers as well. Yeah, we've had better center backs, Prime PK, Puyol, Mascherano, whatever the case may be. But as a unit, this defense is very, very solid. But your defense is very good as well, whether you have Lissandro, Varane, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka. I think the Lowe's coming back as well. Your defense is strong too, but it does leak a few goals.
Yeah, it does. And also, we are missing Lissandro for the game, first leg. So, again,
is he actually suspended?
Yeah, he's suspended. Yeah, he's suspended for the first leg. So, yeah, man.
Know that.
Yeah, man. So, basically, we'll have Luke Shaw left centre-back, maybe. And then, obviously, then Malacia left back. So, it's going to be difficult. I think we're playing Barcelona at the wrong time. But at the same time, we're not coming into shoddy form as well. We're still doing what we need to do. But at the same time, it's going to be a good game, man. And I just think for me,
our captain's out. That makes you feel better. Busquets is going to be out for both
games, I believe.
He may come back for the OT game if you want to put some drugs in, inflame his ankle a bit, and then he can play. But he's definitely out for the first leg.
You got Kessie in there. Kessie was he about to leave Barcelona in January, or was that always a false rumor?
It was true. Kessie, we had an option to swap him with Brozovic. Brozovic is more of a player that we needed. We needed a pivot to replace Busquets. But the offer wasn't the greatest. And also, I think Kessie said no, and Brozovic says no. So, again, with Barcelona, every time they get an opportunity, they will analyze it, they will study it, and see how they can make the best out of it. Kessie has not played that much, but now in the past 2 weeks, he's played some games. He's played well. He had a beautiful assist over the past weekend.
Yeah, that was beautiful assist.
Everyone's liking him at the moment. So, with Barcelona, you hear names all the time. I think every player in the team, I've seen at least one rumor linking them away. So, with Barcelona, it's... Then the rumors are always there.
Just a final one as well. Talk to me, Pedri. How good is this guy, man? I know Gavi is still young, but I think Pedri is just amazing, man, and it's crazy. Like, how good is this guy? I know you got is it a billion release clause or something like that? What have you got on him?
So Gavi, Pedri, Rafinha, Kunde, Araujo are the ones that have a billionaire release clause. Alejandro Balde should be getting it in the next few weeks when he renews his contract. But Pedri, I can tell to you in a very simple sentence. Xavi came out after the game the past weekend. He said that the best talent he's ever seen in Spanish football is Iniesta, but he thinks that Pedri's on that level right now.
Wow. That's
My
crazy.
man is moving
20 years old.
Crazy. I mean, how a player at his age is so vital to this team is beyond me. What he does on the ball, I cannot even describe. The movement, the ability, the technique, the vision, the composure, it's all there. at such a young age as well. I think that season when he played under Coleman, when he played, what was it, 76 games with the Euros as well, really helped him. Although he did pick up some injuries this following season, but my man is, I don't even know. I'm speechless. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, there you go, man. And like I said, I watch him, and I mean, and it's just some of the things that he does. I'm like, seriously, how's he doing this? Like, and again, he's just playing at an age where I'm like, he should be playing like that when he's 26, 27, or in his prime. But he's doing this at what, 20, 21?
Imagine what his prime's going to be like.
Exactly, man. It's scary, man. It's scary. And I think he's going to be one of them. I don't think he will ever leave Barcelona. He's just a kind of a one-club man. Obviously, I know he signed him, but like I said, man, I think he'll be...
About him as well, he's always been a Barcelona fan. His dad actually ran a fan club in his local town as well. So his father's a huge, huge Barcelona fan as well.
Wow, crazy, man. But listen, people, we're going to wrap it up here. Big up to Barca Boy for coming on the show. I appreciate you know what I mean, taking your time out. I know it's early in the morning in your neck of the woods. Where you from, by the way? Where you from?
Canada, Toronto.
Toronto, man.
The
So
6.
from the 6, man. So big up to you for coming on, and let them know where they can find you, man. Obviously, I know your name is in the title, but let them know what you do, man.
So YouTube, Barca Boy, Twitter, I'm very, very active, at least like 5 hours a day. But yeah, that's where you can find me. I make videos almost every day on Barcelona, watch-alongs, previews, reviews, transfer news, reactions, the lot.
Yeah, there you go, man. So make sure you go follow him. We will hopefully catch up before the game, maybe do a little quick preview, and obviously vice versa, etc. But yeah, man, big up to everybody who's locked in. I know this is another early stream. Like the video, people, right on the bottom of your screen. Big up to everybody who's tuning in. Obviously, big up to Aslam Talks Football as well. He came on as well. Make sure you follow him on TikTok. Big up to the community, man. And yeah, I'll see you tonight for the game. Hopefully we win. And hopefully 3 points. Take care. Bye-bye. See you.